remember back in 2022, I was laying down on my couch and I was speaking to my dad, right? And I was telling him about this brand new business model I was going to start. And this business model, let me tell you, bro, this business model was going to change everything. I was gonna start making money online, and I knew like I was gonna get rich off this model of what I was going to do. I was basically gonna like build a product and like sell it on a website, right? It was basically like kind of just drop shipping. And I was super excited because I was in uni back then. I was going to the best uni in the country for engineering, but I wanted that financial freedom. I wanted the status, the respect that comes from like having your own business, from having a successful business where you're making money online, right? And all the rewards you can get, right? Like financial freedom, you can like help your parents with money or whatever, and like you can buy the nice car. And I had all of these things in mind, and I was super excited to get into business, to start making money online. And I started to like watch YouTube videos, learn more about this business model, right? Like how exactly I'm gonna do this. And I built out my first website. But this is where I realized this is actually gonna be harder than I thought it would be. Like the YouTube videos aren't that hopeful. I'm not exactly sure what to do. I don't even know how I'm gonna sell this or like how I'm gonna deliver or anything, right? But I continue to try to find things out. But because of like the amount of confusion I have and like other responsibilities, I kind of like stop working on it slowly but slowly, right? Like I work less and less on it. I put in less and less time into this business model. I start to like go back into uni and stuff like that. And before I know it, 3 months have gone by, 6 months have gone by, and I haven't even worked on this business model. I've completely forgotten about it. I haven't made any progress. I haven't made any money from it. But I still like continue to be on YouTube, right? Learning about other business models, because before it was like the business models for it was just like weird. I didn't like know much about it. So let's try another business model. And this is where I came across that E-Man video. Like if you're a real G, if you're a G from back in the day, you've been watching online business for a little while, you'll know what video I'm talking about, right? And it was basically his VSO, but whatever, right? I see this video and he tells me to start an agency, and I do. I learn more about agency. I watch more YouTube videos. I watch this, I watch that, and I start to learn more and more about agency. I even buy a course for like $700. I buy this course, I do everything I need to do, and I set up like the website, and again, I'm getting super hyped. I'm getting super excited. I'm telling my parents, I'm showing my dad the website, I'm telling my brother, this is gonna be it. This is how we're gonna make money. I'm gonna help people with their social medias, I'm gonna do this and that, and I'm gonna get rich. But guess what? When it's time to do the outreach, when it's time to make the cold calls and do the actual work, I don't want to. And before I know it, I'm focused more on my 9 to 5. I'm focused more on uni. I'm working less and less on business. And again, I stopped working on this business. And before you know it, I have failed 2 times in 2 different businesses. And it was mainly because, one, like my laziness, but I also didn't know how things were gonna work. I didn't have like the knowledge or anything like that. And a little while goes by, I'm still on YouTube, right? I'm still interested in business. I'm still interested in like making money online, all of these things. Because I have been since a child. When I was like 14, 15, 13 years old, I always wanted to get into business. So my interest is still there. I'm still watching YouTube videos. I still have this belief that I'm gonna make business work one day. And I continue going, right, with this belief, with this desire in my heart. And I watch more YouTube videos. And I come across my 3rd business, which I started a little while ago. And honestly, I really put in the work. I started to like consistently grind out on it. I knew like it was a simpler business model. I knew what steps I was supposed to do. I knew what I was going to do, how I was going to do it, and I put in the work. And I know you might be expecting me to say like, oh yeah, it worked, bro. But honestly, it didn't. I was being consistent. I put in the work. I kept going and going. And before I knew it, I was still hadn't made any progress. I was still where I was like 3 months ago, 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, when I was in my dropshipping like website phase, right? It was again like taking time, but I genuinely enjoyed the work I was doing in this business. It was like purposeful, it was fulfilling, and I could actually like make progress. I knew I could like actually make this work. And I did one thing which I would tell you to do. Trust in Allah. This is like the biggest lesson I've learned. And no kafar influencer, no even like mostly Muslim influencers won't tell you this. But you need to trust in Allah. Like, if you want to go down this path of entrepreneurship, I want you to understand that this is the perfect opportunity for you to become a better Muslim. Because before, when I was like in my dropshipping phase, in my agencies, I didn't used to pray. I wasn't on deen. I didn't like care. I didn't like go out of my way to seek knowledge, to read the Quran, anything like that. But if you actually want to get into business, I promise you, getting closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, getting more on your deen, praying more, reading more Quran, seeking knowledge, right? And making more dua will genuinely make you more money in your business. It will genuinely get you more success in your business compared to any other thing you could do. Any like course you can take, any like trick you can learn. If you can get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you can get more on deen. I promise you, you will make more money. Because when you have that connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when you have that trust, you have that tawakkul, it helps you so much in business. It helps you like on those days, on those nights where you're going to sleep with so much anxiety. Because I'm telling you, this has happened to me. I've gone to bed with so much anxiety, like, oh, this business thing isn't gonna work. I don't know what's happening. Why is nothing working? I've been doing this for months and months. I've been consistent. Why is this not working? But when you are on deen, when you have that connection with Allah, you understand that this right here, the problem you're going through, the troubles you're going through, that is Allah's plan. And it gives you like a sense of hope that Allah will take care of you. Allah is the all provider, He's the Razak, He will provide for you. You just need to trust Him, you need to keep going, and things will get better. And honestly, that's what happened when I was in my third and my like current business, right? I kept that in mind, like because I had gotten on deen, because I was praying more, and I had gotten closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I kept that thing in mind. And because I continued to keep going, I continued to push through. Before I knew it, I made my first sale. I remember it was actually, I took a sales call for like this guy in Europe. It was a great brother, may Allah bless him and guide him. And I took this sales call and I closed him for a whopping $50. I was gonna help him for like 2 weeks with like this coaching thing, right? And I was basically gonna like help him become like productive for exams and stuff like that. And I helped him and it was like really good, right? $50. I was hyped. It was my first sale. It was basically like the first time I had properly made money online, and I was so hyped. And I remember a little bit after, I made another sale. I made a 1K sale. And this is where like things changed, right? Like I just got one person to pay me $1,000, and now I'm like super hyped. Like this business thing works, and we're gonna get to 10K a month so fast. And literally the next day, the guy refunds the 1K completely, 100%. He's like, oh, he just asked for a refund, right? He just had like a change in mind, like, you know, like buyer's remorse, whatever. Even though I didn't emotionally sell him, but anyways, I have to refund that guy, and I'm like, oh. But because I was on deen, because I trusted Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I had that connection, right? I understood. This is Allah's plan. Some days you'll win, some days you'll lose. I guess I won yesterday, I lost today. It's fine. I trusted Allah. I kept going. I kept being consistent. I kept putting in the work. And before I knew it, I actually made a 1K sale. Like a proper one, and the guy didn't refund it, right? And then I made another one. Then I made a 2K sale. Before I knew it, I was doing the thing. I was making money online. I had the opportunity to leave my 9 to 5. I had the opportunity to start taking care of my family, right? And it was only because, one, like I trusted Allah, and secondly, like I stayed consistent. I continuously put in the work, even when like things got hard, even when like things were wrong or whatever, right? I continuously put in the work. I kept going, and the thing that helped me put in the work, the thing that helped me continuously go and like keep showing up, even when like I wasn't winning, right? Even when like the days weren't good. It was that like the thing was, I loved the work, I loved the business model I was in, because back when I was in dropshipping, in agency and stuff like these, right? These unfulfilling business models where I didn't like the work. Like, what type of man likes to like reach out to gyms trying to get more women into the gym so they can sleep with the personal trainers there, right? Like, what normal person like wakes up and is like, I'm so passionate about helping chiropractors scale? When I was actually focused on the type of person I was going to help, when I was actually focused on the value I was going to give, and I stayed consistent, I put in the work, I got better results because I was patient with it. I had sabr, and that's the thing. If you can pick the right business model, and inshallah I'm going to be coming out with a video on this, or actually there's like a course in my free community, link in the description, if you are interested in learning a business model that like you will genuinely love to do, that will bring you closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you can go check that out. But pick the right business model, put in the work, and stay consistent with it. And most importantly, put your like trust in Allah. Get on deen, get closer to Allah. Even if you're praying 5 times a day right now, like how I wasn't, maybe you are right now. Get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There's always more you can do. Like pray better, have more khushu', have more concentration in your prayer. And I promise you, this whole game of business, this whole like everything you want to achieve, right? The financial freedom, maybe you want to perform hijrah, you want to help your family, you want to help your parents, everything you want to do, this will make it easy for you. This will help you, inshallah. Just focus on being in the right business model, doing the actions, getting the work done, and trusting in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, trusting in Allah's plan. And before you know it, things will come together for you, inshallah. I hope this video was valuable for you. Go watch the video on your screen. Bye.